I don't know what I could have done better. Maybe I was just slow. I don't know.
Well, we are about to figure it out, brother. Alrighty, so we are about to get into a VOD with my boy Xenos here. We're reviewing a Victor game on Ice Mines. So let me just make sure that I have everything up. Okay, need it to be. And yeah, so figure out where this man is. Alright, so you should be number 0. Always number 0, man. The man, the myth. Oh, never mind, it changed. You're going to be number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Alrighty, so in a second I'm gonna pause it so we can go over some the stuff. Actually, we can talk about it now. So looking at their comp, right, you don't really have any direct counters. I feel like Victor is absolutely amazing into the things they have. They may have a little bit of spam damage with the Dredge because he might be playing Windows or Stage. Tyra should be playing around Barn, I guess. But you should be okay, right? You shouldn't have too much problem with dealing with the enemy team. I honestly feel like this is probably a match where the matchups are totally in your favor. So we're gonna look at your build real quick because you should have it up by now. Alrighty, Lifesteal 5. Oh, yeah, I like this. You could probably run this a little bit lower, maybe by like 1 point. Maybe put a little bit more into Grenadier. You know how I feel about this card. I feel like if you want ammo, you could just run the grenade ammo card, and you can kind of confirm it a little easier. But yeah. So obviously, when you roll out here, you got COD and Brazil as your first buys. You probably didn't have to buy Brazil because they only have one form of CC in the Atlas, and I don't really think he should be hitting you like that. But hey, you're getting it online early, so to make sure that you prioritize COT 2 and probably COT 3 before you get Brazil 2, or at least COT 2 before you get Brazil 2. Rolling out here. Obviously, the right door is the fastest, so you should be going out of that door. You should be looking for the dismounts that we've talked about, and yeah. So what should happen here is, first off, this is a long pause. What should happen here basically is you should be playing Windows. Your con should be playing very passive on the right side for the fact that you do have a Grover, so he won't be getting heals all the time. He needs to be making sure that he is using his shouts to keep him alive, as well as maintain space. The BK and the Term should basically hard win left side, and if they are playing in Barn, you should be able to get pretty good angles onto the Tyra as well to enable them to win the left side fight. How do I know if this is pause or not, man? Was this a long pause or?
I think it was kind of a long pause. I think
It
someone
was an
cracked.
extremely long pause.
And I hope I'm not actually pausing. It's actually like moving. I wish you could tell like when I actually. Oh, there we go. That's how you can tell. Alrighty. So let's speed this up a little bit. So like I said, you guys, I'm gonna say this because now Royal's here, but this door is 100% faster. It's been confirmed by PPL players. So you want to go through this door all the time whenever you can, and you go through here. And if you're good at it, you're good at it. You jump and then you go, and then yeah. So rolling out here, you want to look for the dismounts here into this little gate, which you do. So like you want to just stop right as you get to the box, and then just hug the box and just look straight. So then you have the angle there. You hit 1, you hit 2. You actually, do you hit 1 or do you hit 2? It looks like you hit 2 of them. I think you hit Barrack. Yeah, you definitely hit Barrack and you hit Tyra. That's good here. You get a dismount instantly, go to Windows, right? So right here, your con's playing on the right side. So I would honestly make your way over to the right side window because not only will you be able to get views on mid, you can see the windows. If you hug this side here, you can see that side. As well, if you hug this side, you can see that side, right? This window is very safe, but this window provides, it's a little more risky, but it does provide a little bit more angles. And yell at your con. He's too deep. Ja. So Barrack shows up, so you can't really do damage to him. You can probably look right side. Shield up to run out. You can probably throw a nade right side. Definitely throw a nade there. There you go. So you lose your off tank, right? Which means that you will no longer be able to hold this high ground. So you're going to have to get ready to back up. Dredge will 100% out spam you. He probably will out trade you too early game if he has Haven. So you need to be very careful here because if he does too much damage to you and Alice pushes you, you will die, right? So don't be afraid to give this space. If anything, if you give this space here, a thing you could do is you could probably possibly rotate down here and get an angle on mid and spam them out. It's basically the same thing you will get up here. It's just a little more like you don't get as many angles. But if you do lose high ground, this could be a good place for you to spam real quick while your team gets more control. Keep in mind you are not a tank, so there is almost no way that you will ever siege out a Dredge and a Atlas. At this point, they've kind of just won the top lane for themselves, so don't stress yourself on trying to fight them because you will not win. So they're going to start pushing up here. Alex is going to use his shield. He honestly could have gained a lot more ground, but doesn't really have to. You don't get touch here, so chilling here. Alex looks for a rewind. Now you're going to get spammed. I would just give it up here. If anything, which you could possibly do, you just lost somebody else. You could probably just reset. That's probably your best bet since you're down one and you won't be able to defend this corner. Just getting up to like at least right here, letting your team back up, covering your team while they get out. If you need to back up a little more, you can. But I would say set up for this choke because you basically lost. This choke in front of you. But I would just run now. Don't even wait. Just leave, leave, leave. The longer you're here, the more time you get Atlas to get closer and hit a rewind on you, which he should do in a second. Should chuck it. Ooh, he doesn't chuck it good. Okay, there. So, when you're defending this choke, this area is probably a little bit better for you. I don't know if you can do it, but you might be able to sprint and then jump here and hug the wall and possibly make this jump. If you can't make it by sprinting, what you could do is you could do a thing called a nade jump, where you throw the nade on the floor, like on the edge, and then you run and jump, and it'll boost you enough to where you can make this jump. But repositioning here so that you can start getting angles on the enemy team, probably be your best bet. Well, let's see, can you... Oh, well, you didn't jump, and you almost made it, so maybe with jumping you can make it. You might not even need the nade. But with the nade jump, you'll 100% make that. So you're here. So while you're defending this choke, BK turn playing that way is fine. You should be getting spam out. Kana's getting space. So you lose your off lane again. So at this point, you lose somebody else. So what I would do if I were you is I'll take a quick look on the right side, see what's going on. Term is all the way back here. BK's got rewind, so they're probably going to die. You should insta reset now. You no longer have control. They are snowballing this point. Run, 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 run. Reset, reset. Run, run, run. You know, run, you die. Your fault, Jaja. So one thing you gotta realize is you gotta be a little bit more aware of like kind of like win conditions in a sense. So like your win condition is going to be to maintain obviously control of this area. You would well, I mean at this point when they were up here, you guys want to maintain control of here as well as this bend here. So if you lose a tank on either side, you're losing control of one of these areas. Therefore, you're losing the fight at that point because your win condition is out of the window. So you got to understand that when somebody gets picked, sometimes you just got to give space out of respect of the enemy team got a kill. So right here, this is poor tank communication. They're both contesting when one could be either clearing out a lane. It doesn't really matter who contests here, but since there is no tank top left, you probably want to have Fluffy contesting from probably from about here, and have you push up this way. But less about y'all, more about Victor. Big. There's Victor's still dead. Playing from the window here is huge. Dredge is going to spam you out, right? So nothing much you can do here. Your team has to be able to force him out so that you can get value. Yeah. So like I said before, when you're in a situation like that where you're getting spammed out by a support or there's multiple DPS, there's nothing you can really do because obviously you can't shoot unless you're outside of the window. So it's like you gotta just in that area, when you're in that position, you need to communicate with your team on what you need them to do so that you can be effective. Hey, Dredge's right side, he is nailing me. I can't peek. You need to force him out, or I can't play the game.
Capture point spawning in 15 seconds.
So you have 292 credits. I think caught 2 is what? Is it 450?
4, 3, 2.
500.
It's 500. So if you wouldn't have bought Resil here, would you? I think you might have had enough, right? S3.
Resil's 150.
Maybe not. But you would have almost had COD 2. Oh, same thing. Gotta get these dismounts. Dismount now. Shoot. 1. Tyra dismounts herself, so they basically 2. Right? See Atlas. Vic ult goes through Atlas shield as well as Barrack Dome. So keep that in mind. You should be looking to use your ult to counter out those two. Go to Sarah's hit her once. But you do lose your support as well. I'd probably just run past the window and just try to reset here. Because at this point, like, let's say you try to run past the window and you die. It's like, okay, well, at least you die with your team. But let's say you wait here, you wait, and your team never regains the space. Now you're staggering. You wait till you have more HP and you're walking out. You ask for the siphon, right? But what you could have did there, instead of just flat out running, is you could have walked and put shots into him. He puts up shield and just walk out, right? By walking out, it kind of makes it a little bit easier for him to siphon you out. Or you could just make a direct run across instead of trying to like wiggle, and he should just like angle it. But yeah, you do get sent back. That should get you killed. As well as he jumps in the fire, so he dies as well.
Escort the payload.
Ready, so you are coming back here. You almost have your ult again. Your team is holding up there, so you should catch up with your team. You could possibly actually go to the, you could have possibly went into the left lane so that you're not all watching the same angle, and you could have played from here, played safe from here, and just throw nades and get shots in and maybe push up to here, and then you're with a tank, and you're also having another angle compared to the BK. If they're holding this part of the choke really fairly easy, you can look for their play here. If they're not, maybe just come up behind them. So make sure that you're looking to your left, because there's definitely people to your left spamming in. So you're down 1, but they're also down 1. You probably could have looked for an ult there once the Sarah's ult didn't pull you. They were pretty stacked up. Yeah. So like one thing that like I'm not seeing you doing is like you can also zone ult with Viktor ult. If you're on this corner and you're safe and you pop your ult, like they got like, and if they don't respect it, you're gonna hit 2 to 3 people there, you know. So you know, be aware that you can also just use it to zone people out. It doesn't always have to be like, oh, I'm gonna get a kill. Because even if you hit them and get them low and you don't kill them, but they can't walk around the corner because your ult's up, that's, you know, that's value.
Enemy double kill.
Team's down, run away.
Enemy triple kill.
Run, run, run. So honestly, what I would do right now is I would sit in this doorway, right? And the second someone peeks, I'm popping my ult. And I'm hitting them, right? Because they expect you to run away and run all the way up here, right? So the most unpredictable thing you could do would be to sit right here and pop your ult. The second somebody peeks, and then just dump two charges into them. And then cancel it. This would be the most unpredictable thing to do that could possibly get you a kill, right? Or what it could do is it could get somebody low. Well, I mean, if they get low, they'll probably just end up getting healed up. But if it does get you a pick that's huge, and you guys get a free retake, right? So I would just wait. I would wait and look for a note down there. Nade ult there, and you might get a kill. You probably could have killed. So you throw your nade, pop your ult, walk into spawn, walk back out, and let a charge go off. You might get a kill on that Saris there. Or like right now, as you can see, like your teammate's contesting this right side, right? And so they're gonna block shots. You can walk out, hold this angle right here, pop your ult, and just dump all your charges top right. And either you get a kill, or you force them out of high, or your team you just have more of a health advantage, so your team can just shove out top right. There you go, huge. But let your team know that you're gonna do that, right? Like, hey, I'm ulting top right. Boom, you get a kill. This is huge. You guys win this fight. Now you guys should be walking forward, right? Top right should be getting rushed at. Con cross is over. You guys should be walking at there. Just hard focus top right. Throw nades in there. BK dies, so your people should be backing up.
Seconds remaining.
All you can really do right now is just spamming people out. Instead of shooting at the barrack, I probably would have focused on putting a little bit more attention into getting your con out. Because at the end of the day, I feel like the offlane's a little more important in this scenario.
15 seconds
He accidentally
remaining.
dropped.
Killing
It's understandable, but yeah. So, big things we can talk about for that game. Let's see. There are moments where I feel like you could have just popped your ult and you could have done a lot. What else? I feel like you're not abusing the fact that that second window is a little bit better. Got to be a little more. You gotta be a little more risky sometimes, and take a little bit more risky of an angle to get a little bit more value. Communication wise, as I watched the VODs yesterday, communication was kind of dead. I need not only you, DPS in general, but you got to talk to your tanks, right? Your tanks are going to play the game the way they're used to playing it, right? But if you need something from them, right, or if you see like a win condition or something like that, you got to talk to them, you know. In that scenario there, like your con can't, like honestly, I don't think your con can leave the doorway. Your con might be able to play the ice block, but like he's playing into an Atlas Dredge, like he doesn't win that ever, you know, without your help, especially. So like you got to let him know, like, hey, like when they pop shield, like just play doorway, play really safe, force them to walk into you. I can't help you right now. I gotta look somewhere else. Let me know, or like I'll be like, hey, like if they pop shield, play passive. Let me know when it drops. Right. So then they pop shield, you look somewhere else. The second it drops, you look back. Right, because you can't kill them while shield's up, especially if you don't have ult. Gotta be more aware of trying to poke out the DPS inside of barn. Nothing is more annoying to a barn DPS than getting shot from windows. Getting shot from windows and getting shot from people in the barn as well. It's so annoying. It's like, damn, can I not shoot nobody else, you know? Like, so like you can actually get, like, if you hit 1 to 2 bursts on a Tyra and BK hits a bomb, she's dead. She dies. You know? So it's like, I felt like their comp was like very wonky in a sense of they had good tanks, but their DPS, like Dredge is good and Tyra's good, but I feel like they both kind of do the same thing. They're both like, you know, area control, and they don't really have a lot of like sieging potential in a sense. Like I feel like they're really good at spamming out areas, but they don't have like, at least Tyra doesn't have like crazy burst. But let's see ults. Anytime barrack domes, that's a free ult. You can force him out of dome, and even if you don't force him out of dome, if you get one ult into his dome, I think it breaks his turret. That makes it so your tank can play inside of dome. Atlas wall, you can obviously you can shoot through it. I want to see you doing the nade ult combo a little more, because like I said, the nade's like a mini ult in a sense, and you could almost insta kill someone. And what else? I think that's about it. You have any questions?
No, not really.
Alrighty. So yeah, I guess we can look at more games.